And they have really strong frontline with this Lu to empower the Aatrox and the Wukong. And I like their draft a lot more here. It is ultimately Zahin going to the jungle, which kind of allows him to skip a laning phase, which is uncomfortable.
It's been a long time since we've seen Sona. We've often seen Seraphine, which felt like the upgraded Sona.
There is that Echoes of Helia build that's been going around.
Yep.
Talk about that later as Willer's here.
Oh, yeah, Willer's making his way down. No flash for Teddy, and a flash forward from Willer. Teddy knows that he is extremely dead. Gets pulled back, and that is first blood over to the Zahin, and a couple of assists dealt over to DRX. Still is able to piano as much as he can. Finds another Q as now Gideon goes in. That is the secure on the blue buff. Nice knock up there, but there is the polymorph onto Willer. He doesn't have flash, remember, so he is very dead. Teleport to bring in the Galio, but it is a turtle port, and he takes forever to get over here. Picked up without a contest, as there was the Wukong going back to base. Has now a Sheen, so well and truly on the way to the Trinity Force. Both of our junglers wanting to complete that item. And so first Drake does go over to DRX, and the next one going to be a Cloud. A little bit of a shame, feeling pretty good. But Gideon having his grubs. He's going to feel very happy about that. We don't call them Gideon grubs for no reason.
It does feel really interesting how this draft eventuated.
Oh, Rona's flash is just barely not back up again, but he is able to move just towards the top.
Gideon does end up getting these grubs, as he is often wont to do, and his passive proc with all of the healing going into him, he's going to be able to get that up. Willer should be able to res in the fights, but he won't do that much early in the game. So I think Bro losing this first set of dragons really hurts, actually, because
himself alive opts to use that instead of the wild growth. Gets that movement speed as well, as Willer going in one more time as Teddy. Moonlight Vigil, and Willer is just exploding. He has the passive. No! Not stacked up enough. And now Jiu, he's having to get out of there, but Namgung's going to be the one to take the kill. And DRX, they felt like it was a good angle, but the Grim Deliverance didn't really deliver much of anything at all.
Yeah. And like I said, we're not there yet for this composition.
Whoa! Yukao is just flashing in, gets a nice taunt, wins of war to take down Teddy. And yeah, that's sometimes what a gargoyle can do. You just walk in and kill the 80 carry.
All right, well, I guess that part worked out. She does some serve numbers, the champion.
And right now, still has a gigantic mana pool as Teddy. My God, the amount of damage. The culling! And he's just dead. Namgung with all the wild growth just came back. That's a decoy just getting obliterated. Rich really doing a number there as down goes the Rift Herald.
Also a point here. This might be the fight that decides the game, frankly.
Yep. Gravitum set up here for Teddy, so a fair bit of CC on the cards, but look at that, Gideon just getting pushed out. I don't think he's going to have a way in here with the teleport down from Rich, and Casting hasn't even channeled his just yet. They are just giving up this dragon.
And I just don't think that is...
And so now DRX with a bit of a stranglehold is what it feels like, but you can see the gold on the top of the screen isn't really saying too much because it is just Jiu that has a lead here on DRX's side. That's exactly where they want their money, but there are other carries on Bro that might be able to pick up the mantle if they can kill this Lucian as much as he would like. 2 items here for Jiu. He's pretty scary with those quick blades now done as well. And that is mid outer turret falling down. Yukal possibly in trouble, as there's a Cyclone to start this fight off, and Yukal does the walk thing. He is just going to walk. Does flash as well, as there's the flash Petrifying Gaze, does manage to catch Willer there, who dances towards this monkey, and Yukal stays alive! Andal comes down here as well with Jiu in tow, and Roma, without Petrifying Gaze, is not going to be able to do anything to these guys, outside of Willer, who does go down, didn't manage to stack things up quite enough.
Because there's only a Cassiopeia there to follow up on the Wukong. And
he was looking pretty low.
Zahin took so much damage, and it was valuable.
Goes over, delivers a decoy, as now Rich could be in a little... Well, I mean, he's Cassante, so he's not in trouble at all. As now Casting, looking for a little bit of an angle here, gets pulled back by Willer as the old Aatrox will get wild growth. It's a decent crescendo there as well, but the Grim Deliverance is massive. Heroic Entrance comes down, not a massive amount of value, but Teddy just almost gets popped with that colossal...
Series and in the LCK Cup, because that was the only fight that they really had left in them that they could try to take on any sort of even terms, but they're so far behind in this game.
Oh, and everyone... They back away from the Baron. They're not actually looking for that. They want to find a fight instead. Crescendo's back up again as Rich goes in one more time. There's the culling as Gideon having to move over. Yukao looking for that opportunity. Petrifying Gaze is decent, but Grim Deliverance is just going to deliver a Lulu into the Nether Realm. And now DRX looking to take this plate.
We go one more time as there's no Wild Growth Cyclone in position here. Look at the vision control they have. Control vision here in this Banana Brush.
Yep.
There's no angle.
Phaelites towards the top side as well, as DRX are not looking for a 50-50 by the looks of things. They really do want to turn. Crescendo still up and available here. As let's see whether Andal is going to go for the play. Does have flash up as well, as there's the pullback onto Roma. He's looking for that petrifying gaze, but he does not quite find it. As in they go Grim Deliverance, as Willa gets into the backline, and Teddy is just eviscerated. Down he will go. It's a decent knockup with the Cyclone, but I think it's too little, and I think it may be too late. As now Rich, fighting against casting again, will break those chains, or those cuffs, Wolf, as you mentioned earlier on, as... yeah, that is a very cute snowman, but he is also terrifying as Gio is going to relentlessly pursue. Yes, it is the right name for the ability this time, as the sonar is going to go down, but I think Andal did his job. Piercing Light looked so good, as Gideon looking to go down as well. Looking a little worse for where they did lose at least a little more than they would have thought. Going to look to push them away. Crescendo up again here for Andal.
Casting has to TPN if they're going to stop this, but I think at the end of the day, looks like this one is the one that DRX finally get. Here's the TP, it's late.
Yeah, and there's, oh my god, the amount of damage here. It's the Cyclone to interrupt the Justice Punch. That was pretty good out of Gideon, but he's still walking away. Once again, they stop the Baron.
There's no Cyclone.
Yeah, this is the problematic part. As Winds of War coming on forward, Yukal just on a flank angle here, looking for an opportunity as the culling onto Teddy.
Ooh.
Petrifying Gaze is pretty good out of Roma. He got a decent amount done in the last team fight. Can he do it again? As the heroic entrance comes down one more time, but it's onto a decoy, as Teddy was alive for a little while, but he gets taunted and destroyed as casting pulled back together, as Will is able to make it happen this time around on this Zahen. Roma still there with the Twin Fangs, but unfortunately he just cannot walk towards the DRX blockade. And the Elder Dragon is up and available, and there's only a snake standing in the way. DRX thinking instead they might just win the game.
Yeah, the DRX are not going to make a macro mistake here. This is not 2025 DRX. This is a new DRX. Even though his voice can't be heard today, I guarantee you it will be heard in the celebrations to come, as Joker, I think, make a huge impact on how this team macros, how they have played out the early days of the LCK Cup, and now a big part of why it looks like they're going to win and advance here in our first round of play-ins.
Yep, Teddy has respawned, but these Nexus turrets are not long for the world. That's a fair bit of damage there from Roma, but he's immediately just taken down. Now Teddy just desperately trying to hold his base alive. He survived for a lot longer than I was expecting, but this Nexus is not going to. Gideon goes down, and there it is. DRX will be advancing forwards here in the play-ins, and unfortunately, Bro are going to be the second team eliminated from the LCK Cup.
These were some of the best highlights from today's matchup. Which moment was your favorite? Let me know in the comment section below. This is OP, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.